Okay. So, Ricardo, just talk about this opportunity to become the UFC featherweight champion.
It's an opportunity that most fighters out there won't ever experience. So I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to go out there and showcase my skills against the best in the world. It's a fight that I've been asking for well over a year. So, I feel like I've been talking about it so much that now it's just time to back up all that talk, man, and I'm ready to go.
And talk about your training and preparing for this fight. Obviously, you're on quite a run, and it's been over a year since you've been in the octagon, but just the training and preparing for Jose.
You know what? Since I've been asking for this fight for so long, it's almost like I've been preparing for this fight for this past year. You know what I mean? I haven't had a fight. I was supposed to fight the Korean Zombie last summer, but that fell through. But, the ultimate goal was always to fight for the championship and to fight against Jose Aldo. So I've been watching him for a long time. The training's been going great. I started training in Chicago with Top Notch back in late October. And around right after Thanksgiving, I came down here to Miami to get started here. And I've been training down here ever since, and I'm winding down my training camp. I got, one hard week left of training, and then it's fight week, man, and it's been going great, and I'm on track, and I'm ready to go.
What is it about Miami and South Florida that's so, outside of the weather, obviously, that's so, unique and the reason why you want to train down here?
Well, I found MMA Masters, the gym down here, just by chance. When I was back in the WEC, we kind of wanted to get away from the cold in Chicago, and we decided to come down here to Miami to train for about a week. And my trainer had a friend that was training at MMA Masters, and he's like, if you guys need a gym, come by. So I went and got my butt kicked, when I stepped into the gym. So I was like, you know what, I need more of this. So it was just something that I started doing before every fight, come down for about 4 to 6 weeks, and it's been going great. I feel like I improve every time I come down here, so I just kept it in my repertoire.
Mm-hmm. What is it about wrestling that people have so much success as an amateur background in MMA?
Wrestling is just one of those sports that is so hard and tough to do mentally and physically. If you can get through wrestling, in high school, even in college, I think it prepares you for anything. There's no harder sport than wrestling out there, so it's an easy transition for us to make into fighting, because fighting is another one-on-one sport like wrestling where you have to be not only physically tough but mentally tough as well.
Mixed martial arts lost for a little bit at least one of the best of all time in Anderson Silva when he broke his leg against Chris Weidman. Your reaction to the fight, and do you think we'll see the Spider again?
Oh my God, I almost threw up, man. I was doing a signing at a restaurant back in Chicago, and just when they showed the replay, when it first happened, you didn't really see you just saw him fall down. You didn't see his leg bend like Gumby. But when they did like the slow motion replay, yeah, I think I threw up in my mouth just a little bit. But the whole restaurant was like, oh, everybody's turning away, trying not to look at the TV. It was awful, man. I felt real bad. You never want to see something like that happen. Even to my opponent, I'd feel bad if I was Chris Weidman in there. But yeah, I definitely think he'll be back. I think the UFC does a real good job of taking care of us when we get injured in fights or whatever. They send us to the best doctors, so he'll be well taken care of, and I'm sure he'll make his return.
You mentioned the UFC. I think Dana White is the best leading man in sports. What's he like as a boss?
He's cool. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to him too much, but when my fight with the Korean Zombie got canceled, he gave me a personal phone call, and he was very, very nice and apologetic on the phone. So he's a cool guy, and he definitely makes things right if you feel like you've been wronged in any way.